Hello everyone. Uh, in this video, I'm going to talk about content fragment. Nowadays we are talking about headless CMS. How can we use content within our AEM repository as a content as a service SaaS? Basically, if we just to see the documentation provided by Adobe, what is content fragment? It actually allow you to design, create, and publish your page independent content. So basically, you will get your content as a JSON format, and then maybe you can just expose it via Sling model, or maybe you can create a service or servlet through which you will just create get that, and then will pass that JSON format. There are asset APIs also available, so maybe in my next video I will talk about how can we leverage those asset APIs for content fragment. But the main idea behind content fragment is you will create it once, and then for multiple locations or multiple channels you will leverage them. So that is the main advantage of using content fragment. Now there are ways, basically process how we are going to create content fragment. So we have to create a configuration folder, we have to create a content fragment model is nothing but basically we are going to give a layout. So for example, we are going to have a name, maybe some drop down values, or maybe some rich text editors. So whatever fields we want to give, so we need to create a layout of it. That is we are calling as content fragment model. And then at the very last we'll see how can we create a content fragment. I will also explain there is one issue we usually get, although Adobe documentation provides how can we mitigate that issue, as in if we want to create a content fragment under a specific folder. So there is a configuration, cloud configuration, which we need to update. I will just explain that how can we do that. Okay, so let's go to the demo. So yeah, I have just opened my local environment, AEM environment. So the very first thing is we will create a configuration folder. So what we have to do, we have to go to tools in general, and then there is a configuration browser. Okay. So likewise, we create a configuration folder for our maybe template or something. Similar way, we will create a configuration folder for content fragment. So I will say AEM content fragment, and then content fragment models. Click on create. It's created. That's one thing. Another thing is we need to create we need to go to assets, and now we need to create a configuration, basically content fragment model. Click on content fragment model. The newly created folder should be available to us. Just click on that, and then we need to create a new CF model. So click on create, and then give some name to this CF model. So maybe this is my CF model demo, and give some description if you want. Then click on create, and then open it. Okay, so here are the data types which comes out of the box. Basically it's a text field, it's a rich text field, it's a number. We have a drop down as well. So these are the fields available. Let's just quickly check how can we achieve it. So just drag and drop it, and then it will ask you the property name, which we can consume if we want to write it programmatically, if we want to access it. So these property names can be used. So field name, maybe it's a name, or I can say product name. Okay, then maybe product name. Okay, placeholder if you want to give, because business authors, or maybe any of the person, if they want to configure it, they should know what value they needs to provide on this one. So maybe we can say okay, we can give default value, we can give maximum length of this one if it is required or not, some description of it. So those are like fields we can give. Again, we can go to data types. Maybe another one I will just configure a RT as well. So maybe this time it's product description. Product description, and this also looks good. We can other data types fields are also there. Enumeration maybe I will add. It's a drop down. So maybe I will say product name is product options, and comma separated list values. So for say product A, product B, yeah, and we can just save it. Let's just quickly check it. Everything looks good. I think we have not given a drop down a name. So products. Yeah, let's save it. So what we have done so far, we have created a configuration browser folder. We have created a content fragment model. After this, now it's time we can create a content fragment in using this content fragment model. So what we have to do, we have to go to asset, because content fragment is also treated as asset. Like you have images, right? Similar way you are going to have once you create a content fragment, you will have renditions generated. So metadata, properties, etc. Whatever we have for DAM assets, everything will be there for even content fragment as well. So just treat it as like you have an image, but EM has given you that flexibility. You can add text or whatever properties to it. So that functionality we have extra to it. Okay, so go to files and maybe I'll just create a new folder. So CF demo, and then I will create. Now I will go inside CF demo, and once I click on create and then click on content fragment, you will see the recent content fragment model what we have just created. It's not listed here. Now what is the problem? Okay, so there is something called basically the out of the box configuration is only provided for global folder, global configuration folder. So what we have to do, the newly created asset folder which you have just created, right? Just select it. Okay, go to properties, and there is a cloud services tab. Click on this one, and then here basically we need to tell which configuration browser for property we can pull. So we have created a AM content fragment folder. Basically just select it. Okay, and then save. Now if you go to the same folder again and click on create and content fragment, this time we should be able to see our CFM as in content fragment model what we just created. Select this time, select it, click on next, give it some name. Maybe I will say my content fragment, some description to it, and then click on create. Let's open it, and then the same fields whatever data types we have created should be available here, and then we can configure it. So maybe I will say this is my product A. Okay, this is my product for demo and we can select basically the drop down, and we can click on save button. So this is how we can create a content fragment using our content fragment model. Now within our content fragment we have different options available here. Those are out of the box features. Let's just quickly go through what features we can leverage. So the very first thing is we can create variations of a content fragment. Variations is, for example, this is a master copy, but maybe want to create a version 1, version 2, and maybe based on needs we can synchronize with the master, or maybe want to replicate it from master to version A or version B, or maybe vice versa. So how can we create a variation first? So click on the create variation, give it a name. So maybe it's variation A, or I would say variation, yeah, variation is fine. So basically whatever is there in master should be replicated to your variation A. Now if I'm changing something to variation A, so for example I will say this is my project demo and some changes in variation A. And maybe I will create another variation B as well. And this time I will say this is for variation. So now I have a master copy and I have two variations. And now within, if we select any of the variation, right, we have few actions available. So for example, if I want to change the variation, basically the name of this variation, that's one thing, we can delete it. Now the third option is we can synchronize it with master. So basically this is nothing but whatever is there in master and whatever changes we have done in variation, we can just check the difference and accordingly we can merge it. So maybe if I'll just select synchronize current element with master. And then I will click on synchronize. Maybe I will just change something to master so that the changes will reflect some changes in master. Okay, and then in variation A, I will just try to sync it with. Okay, let me change something in variation A now. Save it. Properties. Yes, so here basically what we can see, what has been changed in the master which is not available in your variation. So for example, this text which is in green right now, it's not available in variation. So if we just synchronize it, right, whatever we can see here will just come in variation. So I will just click on variation and the text is added to the variation basically. So this is how we can use. Even when we will add this content fragment on any page, if we want to add it, right, we can specify if the content we want it from a variation or from the master. That also can be done. Okay, and other than that we can also specify thumbnails, etc. If I'll just save it and I will go to properties, basically we can specify a thumbnail to this content fragment or any tags to it, description, etc. That can also be done. Okay, another thing is basically when we create a content fragment model, it's nothing but what we are referring is there are some out of the box data types coming, but we can add more data types as well. So if we just see, this is our content fragment model what we have created. So right now what we have added is a text field, and another one is a multi-editor which we are calling as RTE. So if we just go to this path, so yeah, so this is the text field which we are taking, which we have from out of the box libs folder, basically the form fields, but there are other data types as well which we can refer, and then we can use based on our need. But actually most of the purpose we will resolve by out of the box data types only. Okay, so I think yeah, we are good with this demo. In my next video I will cover how can we use asset HTTP API for content fragment model to access it for the CRUD operations. That I will cover in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope it will be useful to you all. Thank you.